Well, last week I made a video talking about some Calgary Hitmen updates, but one thing that I didn't know at the time, but not surprised that the decision has been made, but the upcoming 2020-21 WHL season has been delayed even more. I mean, I was speculating last week that it was very unlikely it was going to start on Friday, January 8th. Well, the league officially came out and said that they will delay the start of the season even more, and you almost have to wonder, could there be a possibility that the 2020-21 WHL regular season might actually be cancelled entirely, because that pushing the start date further back could potentially still open up the door for more possibility of having fans in attendance, because there's no way that the Western Hockey League is going to be operating without fans in attendance. I mean, the NHL, I know I'll make a separate update videos. I got some updates with the NHL, but I know they can afford to have games with no fans in attendance. Yeah, it'll still take a hit in their bottom line, but that's definitely not the case with junior hockey. And as we know, the World Junior Hockey Championship tournament is still supposed to get started up in Edmonton in the bubble model that all the teams will be playing in Edmonton. However, there was a little speed bumps as well, that there was 8 players on the German team that tested positive, and 2 staff on the Sweden team that tested positive. So they're going to be quarantined at least till next week. And as I know, Canada, they actually get to play Germany on Boxing Day. But I mean, that's one of those things that you still got to worry about as well. But I think it's going to definitely hurt junior hockey development for this upcoming season. But I think there is going to be putting options in for anyone who's draft eligible for this upcoming season. Maybe push off another season, hopefully have a season in. Because if you look around the Canadian Hockey League network, well, the Ontario Hockey League was still already looking at starting in February. I'm still not too sure about their no body checking policy, because that, would be the least of the worries. When you're factoring in COVID, I think you'd be more concerned about, on the bench and in the locker room than body checking. But I mean, the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, they started in October, and they shouldered on, and they stopped and start and stopped and start several times due to outbreaks, and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League has been put on pause as well. So I mean, junior hockey is obviously having a tough time soldiering through because they don't have the revenue stream. But the official press release from the Western Hockey League says that the Western Hockey League announced today the delay to start the 2020-21 WHL regular season, and the following consultation with the regional health authorities. The Board of Governors will meet in January to consider potential start dates. I mean, it's normal now with the World Junior Hockey Championship that the league would take a break for the holidays, Christmas and New Year's. But I mean, I was very skeptical last week just because of the rising numbers, especially everywhere in Canada and U.S., and the provincial authorities tighten down restrictions as well. And this is what the public health restrictions placed across Western Canada and the Pacific Northwest, because you got the states of Oregon and Washington as well for the Western Hockey League, including the 4 western provinces of British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, that the WHL is not in position to start its regular season that they targeted and planned, and I stressed that part in that video a few months ago on January 8th. The WHL continue to work with the government and health authorities in our region as we consider schedule options for the 2020-21 season. I believe that what they were proposing, it was going to be a 50-game schedule if they were to start on January 8th, and obviously that's not going to happen, and the restrictions was to restrict travel, that teams were only going to play in each division. And then continue on, as the WHL has developed a series of protocols in consultation with the health authorities that are necessary to protect the players, staff, officials, as well as fans during the COVID-19 pandemic, which that's what we've been doing for like the last 10 months here. And this is, we continue to make every effort to get our season started, but our first priority has always been the health and safety of players and everyone involved in the Western Hockey League. Commissioner Ron Robinson said, given the public health restrictions that are currently in effect, we are not in position to determine the new target date for our season. We will continue to consult with health authorities to determine when it's safe and responsible to get our season started. I mean, that's all the generic, verbiage you're going to get at this stage. I mean, obviously you want to play and do it as safely as possible, as practically as possible. But I'm almost thinking that there might be a possibility that the season might be canceled entirely, because I don't think it'd be no longer practical to hold the season. I know that the Ontario Hockey League is still scheduled to host the Memorial Cup this year, and I didn't hear any official word on who's going to host it yet in the Ontario Hockey League, but I did see a clipping as well, is that they have considered pushing back the Memorial Cup until June as well. But if there's any more updates when it comes to the Western Hockey League and junior hockey that concerns the Calgary Hitmen, which is one of the teams that I cover, I'll make follow-up videos. But I'm not surprised, stemming off the video that I made last week talking about the teddy bear toss and Luke Prokop, that I don't think the season was going to start on Friday, January 8th, and this confirms that as well. But will remain to be seen. I mean, there is, what the current restrictions are. It's as strongest as they've been since they were in the spring, when everything was shut down and canceled. And that there is vaccines being distributed right now, but it's not going to go to the general public and everyone else, at least until the spring and summer, once they get immunized, all the frontline workers and the highest risk elderly groups first. But it's still going to be at least a long while before everything somewhat gets back to normal. But I know it's more vital with junior hockey that there'll at least be fans in attendance. I mean, it'd be easier to social distance fans in the Saddledome, given the capacity, but we gotta keep in mind that some of these smaller cities or towns where they have a team, I mean, when they have an arena that only holds, a couple thousand fans, you're only going to be able to get maybe 100, 200, depending on what the local jurisdictions on capacity limits. I know right now in Alberta, where I am, the capacity limit, they set on businesses that could remain to be open, let's say shopping malls and grocery stores, it's 15% of the fire code. So I'm just trying to use that as a guide. But it's an evolving situation. But I am not surprised. But what do you think about this? If you follow junior hockey, that will we actually have a season? Because I think this might ultimately potentially get closer to canceling the season. I mean, I guess you could still maybe salvage a 20-game season. I'm just throwing out numbers. Play your own division and then seed it that way, just to get some development in. But I think development's going to definitely be skewed when it comes to junior hockey players that are in the Canadian Hockey Network. That you're going to have some more older players, 20 plus. I think they're going to extend it probably for the 2021-22 season, because you might have players that will elect to enter the draft for the 2022 draft instead of 2021, because they're not going to get much playing time. But that's all I have on this, that on the WHL has postponed their season yet again. So as I say, if you want to follow along this Calgary sports fans journey, home of the Flames, Hitmen, Roughnecks, and Stampeders, just make sure you like, subscribe. I mostly do talk Calgary sports on my YouTube channel. I also do have personal blogs, attempt comedy, and I do share my experiences on the road as well. So whenever it'd be deemed safe for me to be able to do that. So if that all sounds like it'd be interesting to watch, to follow along with this Calgary sports fans journey, you know what you do, just make sure you like, subscribe. I also have my other social media links down in the description below for other ways you can follow me. And speaking of all my secondary content that I do make, now that I'm on my winter break, the next couple weeks as of this post, there will be more uploads that I plan to make, because I obviously now have more time to make videos. And with current COVID restrictions in place, I'm not going to be going out and about and taking in sights around the city, or even going to actually see family at my parents' place this year because of the current restrictions. That Christmas is going to be curbside. So basically what I'm trying to say is I'm going to be spending more time at home not working, so what else am I going to do? So I'll have more time to make videos, and hopefully you all enjoy my content. So say let's go Hitman, and I'll see you in the next video.